make a video on how to make a vision for yourself. So, what's going on, guys? I'm making this video because yesterday I got a question on one of my videos on if I could make a video on how does someone make their vision, all right? And as you can tell, I got a new microphone. I've been focused on trying to improve the quality of these videos, and I figured a good way to start would be the microphone. Let me just light this candle really quick and get started. All right. So, how does someone make a vision for themselves? So, bro, what I think you were meaning to ask is how do you make a plan for yourself? Because for you to make a vision for yourself, you just have to visualize something in your mind. I don't know what your vision is. Your vision is subjective to you. Your vision, nobody else can see it, not your parents, not your friends, not the people around you, not the people at your job. Only you can see your vision. So, whatever vision you have of the person that you want to become and the life that you want to live, you can create it. However, those around you do not understand that you are capable of reaching that vision. So, that's why, honestly, it's better to work hard in silence and let success be your noise. Because when you're telling everyone about your vision, for example, let's say you have a huge vision and those around you, they're stuck working jobs their whole life that they don't like, and here you are telling them your vision. Here you are telling them the things that you would love to do, the things that you in your mind believe you can achieve, but they're not going to do anything but talk you down. All they're going to do is say, listen, man, that's kind of unrealistic. Be for real. All this type of stuff. Why? Because your vision is subjective to you. Only you know your vision. Only you see your vision, and only you see the things that you would be willing to do in order to achieve that. So, when you say, how do you make your own vision? You have your vision, bro. You have the vision. I have my vision, and you have yours. You have the vision of what you want your life to become. And if you don't have one yet, then the good thing about thinking is it's free and you can think 24/7. So if you don't have a vision, start thinking. Close your eyes, visualize. How do you want your life to be? Do you want to live in a big house? How many rooms do you want in that house? Do you want a wife? Do you want five girlfriends? Do you want kids? Do you want you visualize what is the man that you want to become? See, that's your vision. And in order to make a plan for that vision, to make it come to life, because if you can visualize it, you can achieve it. Once you visualize it, now if you want it to become a reality and not just be a dream your entire life, now you have to start thinking of ways to achieve it. And the best way to do that is to figure out who has already achieved this goal and what can I do to emulate what they did in order for me to achieve the same result. See, at one point, I told somebody that I think I could bench 225. They told me they thought I couldn't. But at the end of the day, that's my vision. I only know the work that I'm willing to put in order to achieve that vision. So that was my vision, 225 on the bench, right? And so at the time, I couldn't. At the time, I couldn't. So if right now you have a vision and you can't do it right now, that's okay because what's not okay is staying there. Now you have to formulate a plan. Now you have to figure out what it is that needs to be done in order to achieve that. And ask yourself, am I willing to put in that work? So I wanted to bench 225. So what did I tell myself? Okay, so what are the requirements? And I researched everything. I started researching. I started working out. I started hitting the bench every single day. And then eventually, let me take a quick sip of this drink because I'm parched. And then eventually, I realized that there's something called a one rep max calculator, which means like, okay, you plug in a certain amount of number. I believe to hit 225, you have to hit 185 for 7. So every workout, I would progressively overload and I would get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I would get enough sleep. I was buying the electrolytes in order to be hydrated, because your muscle needs the hydration. You need to be hydrated, you need to be well rested, and you need enough protein, and you need to progressively overload. So that's the plan. That's what I needed to do. I wrote it out. I wrote out the plan on a whiteboard, and I stuck to it every single day. And if you have a vision and you want to make it come to life, see, the gym is a perfect example. But the thing about it is, you can apply that to anything in your life. You want to drive a fucking Lamborghini? Figure out, what did the people who have a Lamborghini, what did they do to get it? And how can you do it? You want to have a big house? Okay, figure out what it takes, what's the work, and do it. You want to be a doctor? Figure out what the work needs to be done and do it. Anything that has already been accomplished, anything that has already been built by men can be accomplished. If you can visualize it, you can achieve it. Now you just have to figure out a plan, and now you actually have to stay committed, stay disciplined, and put in the work. And so he was asking me, how do you find your purpose? So, bro, to find your purpose, you have to understand there's going to be a period in your life where you don't really know what the fuck is going on. You don't really know what is the direction you should be heading in. But this period, you should be disciplining yourself. You should be doing the things that you don't want to do. And then you should be looking for any sign, because if you wake up at a certain time and you discipline yourself, you eat the way you're supposed to eat. You're building yourself into this man that can handle whatever it is. Because let's say your purpose is to do YouTube, but you're not even starting with the basics of waking up at a certain time. You're not starting with the basics of eating right. You're not providing value to yourself. So how are you going to provide value to others? If you can't provide value to yourself, you can't provide value to others. So let's say you figure out that your purpose is doing something like YouTube. Now, once you have that vision, once you figure out that's your purpose, you won't even succeed in it because you haven't been building yourself into the man that can handle that type of stuff. So start building yourself into that man and start to think about, in deep thought, what is your purpose? You want to know how I figured out my purpose? Your purpose is something that you would do regardless of if you got paid money for it. It's not like your job. Your job, you agree to get paid a certain amount. And even if you don't like it, you agree to trade your time for their money. That's the agreement, right? See, your purpose, regardless, even if nobody paid you $1 for the rest of your life, you'd still do it. And you want to know how I figured out my purpose? Me and my boy would call on the phone and chop it up and just talk. And he's a couple years younger than me. He's like a brother to me. And every time we were on the phone and we'd be talking about women, talking about life, anything that I've experienced and I had a mistake in, whether it's relationship, whether it's life, whether it's money, jobs, business, anything I have ever had a mistake in, I'm the type of person that if at the time I made a mistake and it was because I didn't know any better and I had nobody there to tell me and guide me, okay, I'm going to take this. I already made the mistake. I already wasted my time doing that. Let me pass this on. Let me pass this on to him so that he can have a better experience at life, so that he can level up, so that he can take my mistake, learn from it, apply it to his life, and see the world in a different perspective. So I realized I like to do this. Every time that I talk to my boy and, I help him out in some type of way, I provide some value to him, that is something that I could do for the rest of my life. If someone asks me about advice in the gym, I give it to them because I've made mistakes in the gym, so I want you to learn. So this is something that I just do in my life forever. So the thing about that is I don't care if I don't get any views on YouTube because I don't care if I ever get paid for it. This is something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So I figured I'd make a YouTube channel to provide value to a lot of people who need the help, who haven't made the mistakes. And I can tell you guys through my mistakes what I've done wrong so that you can take that, learn from it, because the slowest way to learn is by your own mistakes. But a faster way is to learn through the mistakes of others and not repeating them. So start to think, what is it, bro? What do you like to do that even if you didn't get paid for it, you'd still do it? For me, it was teaching others and providing value in a way that young men can learn from me and have me as someone who I didn't have. Be that person who someone doesn't have in the moment, because at the time I would have loved that. I would have loved for someone to be there and guide me. But it's okay. I take life on the chin. I learn from all my mistakes. I don't regret anything. But that's how I figured out my purpose, because it's something that even if I never got paid for it, I'd still be doing it. I'd be telling everyone around me advice. I'd be telling my friends advice. I'd be telling people at my job advice. I just like to pass on the lessons that I've learned from life and the wisdom that I have learned from life. And then he also asked me finding out what drives you for motivation. So, bro, my personal definition, because I'm not Webster, I don't know, is Webster even a dictionary? I think so. But, anyways, I'm not a fucking dictionary. I don't know what the exact definition for motivation is, but I'm going to tell you my definition. So what I believe my definition is for motivation is something that keeps you going. Motivation for me is something that keeps you going. Something that keeps pushing you to move, to move. Because what are you looking for when you're looking for motivation? When you're lazy, you're stuck in one place. When you're motivated, you're moving. I believe that motivation comes from pain, whether that is pain from a breakup, whether that is the pain of feeling like you're not good enough, whether that's the pain of being lonely, whether that is the pain of feeling like a loser. All this is simply just pain, right? Because let's say this. Let's say I grabbed you, pause, and I grabbed you by your neck and I started choking you as hard as I possibly could. You would be in pain, right? And what would you start to do? You would start to try to figure out a way to get out of that situation because it's uncomfortable, excuse me, because it's painful. It doesn't feel good overall. So that is your motivation. The pain that I am inflicting on you is the motivation for you to start moving. Let me get the fuck up out of here. This motherfucker is crazy. So now you're going to figure out a way to get out of that. So let's say you're broke and you want to change your situation. If you don't feel the pain as a man of being broke, if that doesn't give you some type of pain, the thought that, damn, I'm going to be insignificant for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be able to provide for my family. I'm not going to be able to, retire my mom. I'm not going to be able to do all these great things in life that other people will get to enjoy. Why? Because I am broke. That pain, if that doesn't cause you pain, then you're going to stay stuck in the same spot. Why? Because you're comfortable. And comfortability is something that will keep you lazy. It will keep you stuck. That's why I tell you guys, you must seek discomfort, whether it's waking up early, whether it's taking a cold shower, whether it's doing the things that you don't want to do. You don't want to approach that girl, approach her. You don't want to start that business, start it. You're scared to start that YouTube channel, start it, because that will make you grow. And that is what can keep you motivated. Why do you think a lot of guys get in the gym and go hard, make a whole fucking 180 after they get broken up with? The pain that they feel inside. Heartbreak is no joke, bro. Heartbreak is the best motivation. Why? Because it's a great amount of pain. You just feel nothing but pain in your heart. So I believe pain is what motivates you. I've seen famous people, I've seen, you know, successful people. They talk about pain from a breakup, pain from their father being in a hospital and not being able to provide, the pain of being in prison. So I think, based on my experience and based on seeing the world around me, that pain is the greatest motivator. I believe that is what drives you. If every day you wake up and let's say you haven't got broken up with, you haven't got some major event in your life that inflicts a lot of pain on you, start to try and go into a dark place in your mind. Start to try to formulate some sort of pain mentally to where even the thought of what if that happens, that can motivate you. What if, right? Let's say you're living at home. What if my parents die? God forbid, but what if my parents die? How would I feel? How would I feel? Would I feel okay not being able to provide for myself as a grown man? Let's say your mother works a job and she's probably 40 years old, and you start to ask yourself, how would I feel if my mother was working till she was 80 years old? And the pain of that will cause you to have some sort of motivation to get the fuck up out of your situation, make something happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So you need to change something. And in order to do that, you need to have some sort of motivation. So break it down, figure out what causes you pain. If your girlfriend leaves you for a dude that's a fucking baller, and then you would feel like less of a man, right? So now you're motivated to get some money. So everything can be boiled down to pain. I believe if you have pain, you will be motivated to move. So seek discomfort. Don't stay stuck in the same spot in life because you're comfortable. Try to think of some sort of event that can cause you pain before it even happens. Don't wait till you get broken up with. Don't wait till your parents die. Don't wait till something very traumatic happens in your life. Do it now. And I understand that if you get broken up with, that's a different type of motivation because you just can't get it off your mind. It's not something that you have to formulate. The pain is there, you feel it, it's very real, it's very raw, and you want to do something to escape that pain. Instead of popping Xanax, popping perks, doing drugs and shit, take that pain. Pain is a great motivator. Take that pain and use it to fuel you. Use it to go hard. If someone fucking doubted you and said you will never be this, the pain of you thinking, what if they're right? What if I live up to their expectations and I can't reach my full potential? The pain of that will cause you to go harder. Yeah, all right, bet. Bet. I'm going to go harder. I'm going to go harder. I'm going to go harder. And then you end up reaching your goal. All right, bro. I hope this helped you. Let me know how the new audio sounds. Cause I think this shit gonna sound nice.